Yo, this is Wolverine from the X-Men, and you're watching Airlim.
Hey Rangers, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Drakkon, New Dawn. Now this is kind of my review. This is not going to be like what I do normally, as in with the panels and stuff. That is for a later date. But I kind of really wanted to talk and give my kind of thoughts upon this issue. I'm really liking it because I don't really see it as Power Rangers to some degree, which is kind of weird. I think the whole premise of the story is to kind of like showcase what could happen soon and what could happen if they decide to go down another route, and I kind of really like this. So this is following on from Ranger Slayer, and this is part 1 of 3, and it basically shows what happens is after Drakkon's gone and he's not coming back because obviously he's dead, which obviously we know that he's in another universe, should I say. But this kind of goes on and it opens up with this this one guy being captured, and in the end turns around to tries to kill Kimberly because he wants to kind of take down. It's also kind of, I think, Kimberly's struggle because she doesn't want to be another Lord Drakkon. She doesn't want to be anything like this. So she wants to be slightly different, but she's got to kind of give that mentality in it, I think, which isn't too bad. I just kind of think that it should have been, I think it's a good enough theory in a way, if that makes sense. After this guy tries to kill Kimberly, they have a thing called a deadlock. No one knows what deadlock is at all. So this is a major kind of big thing, and it's a massive prison that they find that anyone that has gone against Drakkon gets locked up there. One thing I really like in this is the fact that Scorpina and Adam are kind of flirting a lot, but she doesn't call Adam by his name. It's multiple things like, oh, I thought your name was Aaron, or I think your name was this, or I think your name was that. And Adam gets kind of annoyed, so I kind of like that kind of build-up. Another thing in this that I'm a bit about is the fact that Scorpina saves Adam's life, and she says, well, I own you now. And he's like, oh, I'm kind of into that. So I was like, oh, is that sort of they're going with a play on a sexual thing? Who knows? But it's kind of a nice way, not that, but the whole like kind of banter that they have. So as they get in, Kimberly falls into this corridor and finds that there is a ranger or a person locked up in a metal ranger suit that is being kind of like kept there. And a lot of people kind of think it's mainly Jason. And I kind of thought that first, but I kind of want to throw in maybe it's Andros at the same time, because of what happens at the very end with the female Ecliptor. But we go through a story of what happened. How did Drakkon lock up this person? Kind of stemmed from that Drakkon wanted tactical information on how would that person beat him. And it's the way that they're talking. And it feels a lot like it is going to be Jason, because it's stuff that Drakkon says, like, rivals and foes. And I kind of thought this. Now, the only person that I know of that I've seen in the series that can go toe-to-toe with Tommy is obviously Jason. So with all the sort of stuff of the way that Drakkon is interacting with this Metal Ranger is the fact that this could be Jason. It's the fighting style. Now, one thing I did kind of pick up is when you look at later on in the issue, you see the eyes of who's inside it, and it looks a lot designed like Jason in this. But it's the way that Drakkon shows all these fights that are going on, and this Metal Ranger has to turn around. And he puts up a really good fight. Like, he's very strong-willed. He's like, I'm not going to go anywhere near this. But Drakkon, like, electrocutes him. And over time, that shock, when you just want it to stop, of course you're going to give the information. But when Drakkon turns around and says, there is no one that will give you better information or be truthful to you, to someone that actually hates you. And that's a really good point. I never actually thought of this. So altogether, they take this Metal Ranger back to their main base and they start kind of looking into it, and that's where they get more of the backstory of it. Earlier on in the issue, they see like a beam of energy being sent out, and then they kind of figure out that it was a communication. It was a message that was going out to it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes this like Ecliptor female version with quadrans and stuff like that, and a message saying it's all yours. Now, I kind of had a thought of this. I saw Deoxy 360's video, I'll link it in the description, where he kind of speculated that this would be a Stromna having like the kind of armor But I kind of have a think that maybe it's Divatox, because from watching Power Rangers in space, from little bits from what I know, like, Astromina wasn't that sort of person, from I know anyway, that she would flaunt it, like she would walk in, and the way that she's got herself in this one just reminds me of Divatox. So if it's a fusion, as Deoxy360 said, then I would kind of say, like, if you do go through fusion, maybe this is Divatox doing it, or maybe this has Divatox's kind of personality, or maybe it's just a fact that, you know, it's just Divatox wearing the armor as a kind of trophy, that sort of thing. Probably haven't said that already. But this issue is kind of really cool because it does kind of go over a lot. It shows that there are people here that hate, obviously, what Drakkon's done, and they want kind of peace, and they don't want Ranger Slayer in command because it's a definite thing that they've had where they don't want to be under this rule. But I like this whole, like, kind of like destroyed world. To me, this is the story that I kind of want. I would love to see more Rangers come into it. I'd love to see more. Now, I do kind of wonder why Trini and Zack don't have power morphos. I thought that, you know, they could have their own version. They could be given powers from something else, you know, something that would come along. And especially if Ninja's is around still. I think Ninja's still around in this world. You know, they could have made more power coins. They could have made more access to the morphing grid. They could have given them whatever powers. But for what we've got in this episode, or what we've got in this issue, so I say, is I really like it. I think that this is a story that I would follow a lot more. And if they made this into a whole new series, like, you know, or like they made it into the Coinless, or whatever story that they wanted, I would be completely down for this, because I think that this is a great story. And it's had me interested. There were parts where I'm like, but there are actually parts which make me go, oh my god, I want to know more. Who is the Metal Ranger? Who is this female Ecliptor? These are the things that I want to see right now. So my money on this one would be either it's Jason or Andros, and the female Ecliptor would be Divatox. So yeah, I'm going to kind of go with that one. So I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this issue? Did you like it? Did you not? Are you collecting these comic books, or did you give up quite a while ago? Let me know down below in those comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified of when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.